Hey there guys, this is Reckles with Want to Buy Gold, and welcome to the most beautiful patch WoW has ever put out. Today we're talking about everything you need to know for herbalism and its main crafting profession, alchemy, here in Rise of Azshara. So, first off, all profession ranks are increasing from 150 to 175. I just happen to be such an amazing gold maker that I made it all the way to 190. I love the PTR. Bugs are super fun. Okay, so herbalism's simple. Not a whole lot is changing, but we are getting a new herb in Nazjatar called Zinanthid. No new herbs in Mechagon. That's actually part of Coltiris, so you get all the same gatherables. To learn rank 1 Zinanthid, talk to your faction's new profession trainer in Nazjatar. You'll be able to gather an average of 2 per node. For rank 2, you just keep herbing until you get something called a germinating seed. You take it to a little patch of fertile soil in the Coral Grove, coordinates 5542, and there you'll feed Audrey 2 until he gets big and angry. You kill him, and voila, you get rank 2. Now, there is also an intro quest for this that doesn't count, so you might have to do it twice. But rank 2 gives you a 25% boost per node. Rank 3 is a random drop item that you just turn back in at headquarters, and it gives you 2 to 5 per node, a 40% boost over rank 2. So, long story short, just farm. Just pick a lot of herbs. So, but where should you farm? Pretty much anywhere. I usually recommend covering as many nodes as possible for force spawning, and I'll link to my video on what that means right here. It was a lot of fun to make. Click it. But for Zinanthid, I noticed that there seem to be more nodes anywhere where the grass is purple. It also spawns in water. So you'll be fine if you just make a loop around the east side of the zone from the Coral Forest over to Zin'anthid. And get on this. As far as prices go, during the first month and a half, prices are normally higher than they'll ever be ever again. Global prices normally drop 25 to 50% every 2 weeks before settling down. So if you want the most gold for your time spent farming, focus on gathering as much as you can handle during the first couple of weeks. Oh, and since a lot of you are using my recommended profession setup that has a dual gatherer druid, mining, same story, rank 1 at the vendor, rank 2 and 3 from just going out mining. The new ore osmonite spawns on cliffy things, and the cliffiest thing I could find is an area called Spears of Azshara in the south. Okay, let's get into alchemy though, because raiders are in for a treat. First, I'm sad to say, no new transmute. There are new flasks though, greater flasks, that use Zinanthid along with 5 anchorweed and 5 of one of the old herbs. Agility uses sea stalk, int uses riverbud, strength is siren's pollen, and stamina, lol, is star moss. Notice though, no Akunda's Bite or Winter's Kiss. You've also got new main stat potions, and here, Akunda's Bite and Winter's Kiss again, along with Sea Stalk this time, will see almost no demand. Akunda's Bite and Sea Stalk are used in the armor and stam pots. No one uses stam pots. Then you have some cool new potions that I'm gonna call pre-pots. There's some basic ones. Unbridled Fury gives plus fire damage on attack, so good for rogues or any melee with a fast attack speed, you know, edgy demon hunters. Wild Mending will give plus healing on cast. And then you have the cool ones, Potion of Empowered Proximity. And this one's neat. Plus main stat per nearby enemy. So rather than just having a potion that does an AoE, the more enemies you're up against, the higher your attack power. Mythic Plus. This is the Mythic Plus potion. And then you have Focused Resolve, which gives plus 20% damage if you're single targeting. These are great. I love these potions, and I want to hear down in the comments where you think they'll be best used, because y'all are probably better raiders and Mythic Plusers than me. But here's my thoughts as a gold maker. These are the potions, and these are the only recipes that use Winter's Kiss, and only top-end raiders and Mythic Plus min-maxers are going to buy them. So the casual guys, you know, they'll just grab a main stat potion because that's what they know. So while the demand for the old herbs are going to be falling drastically, Winter's Kiss demand is going to be weird. It's going to fall a lot less if you're on a server with lots of progression guilds. So your goals for day 1 are to max out all those to rank 2 just by leveling up over at the vendor. Easiest way to go from 150 to 170, where you buy all the rank 3 stuff, is with Abyssal Healing Potions. It'll cost 50 Zinanthid, easy to farm up. Next, get started on Nazjatar rep. Rank 3 pre-pots are at Revered, and the new Cauldron is at Exalted. So do your main storyline, but then there's an additional 5,000 reputation for the first time you kill all the rares and beat all the new battle pets. So, bust out that old Unborn Valkyr and ask in your guild if anyone wants to go rare farming. I'll put a link to my Discord down below if you want to start a rare farming group there. We've got like 5,000 people in it. You'll find someone. Next, flasks come from work orders, so just do a daily check for world quests. And main stat potions drop from any Naga in the zone. So if you're ever bored, you finish up all your world quests, just join a gilded seaweed cloth farm. Nagas are the best place to get cloth, and you'll get your patterns there. Finally, when Operation Mechagon comes out, some of the pre-pot rank 3s will drop there. I think it's 2 of the recipes. I want to close this video, though, with 8.0 herbs. The basic ones we all know and love, because there's a problem. Flippers and raiders, listen up. I did a little study with Kazakh EU, a high-pop raiding realm, where I multiplied their daily purchases for flasks and potions by how many herbs each of those use. And then I looked at what would happen if they continued their buying habits with the new recipes. Players currently are buying 3,500 flasks and 12,000 potions per day on that realm. This brings the daily AH demand to 300,000 base herbs. In the new patch, they'll use 60,000 of those base herbs, a drop in demand of about 80%, and they'll use 170,000 Zinanthid. People will buy Zinanthid twice as much as they're currently buying Riverbud. But let's go deeper. Let's break each herb down. The winners, the old herbs that will do better than that 80% average, the ones that'll hold their value, are Star Moss for sure, and Riverbud maybe. The losers were Sea Stalk and Siren's Pollen, and the mega losers are Akunda's Bite and Winter's Kiss. If you have any Akunda's Bite or Winter's Kiss, dump them. They're about to be worthless. The interesting one, though, is the rare herb Anchorweed. It's not found on Nazjatar, and yet the new flasks require the same amount. In other words, the demand for every other old herb is dropping by 80%, but we need the same amount of Anchorweed. Wait, hold on. Where's that Ian clip?
So, to sum up, we want to strike a balance between keeping content relevant, where there's a desire on the part of players to keep doing that content, like PvP or dungeons, but then also making sure that we're not artificially extending the lifetime of content with rewards after the time that players have largely gotten tired of it and want to move on. And so, when it comes to the outdoor world, at this point, you spent quite a number of months doing the content in Galtiris and Zandalar. Let's leave assaults behind, let's leave those world bosses behind, and seek out greater challenges and greater rewards in Nazjatar and Mechagon.
They want us to go out and experience the new Nazjatar and Mechagon, but we have to spend the same amount of time herbing 8.0 zones. So what would normally happen? People would spend all their time in the new zones, so the supply of Anchorweed would dry up. Half the servers out there would have like 0 on the auction house. Prices quadruple. Guilds go broke prepping for the new raid. Players couldn't afford Mythic Plus potions, so they feel like they can't progress and they quit. Alchemists storm the forums because they can't even level. But I don't think that's gonna happen, and here's why. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Blizzard is smarter than this. This isn't something that just got lost on the back of a post-it note. It's Anchorweed. We have a problem with price elasticity. Flipping raw mats has become very popular, and there are thousands of players out there with hundreds of stacks of Anchorweed in personal guild banks. So there's actually 2 supplies, the farming supply and the flipping inventory supply. So here's what I think is going to actually happen. The first 2 weeks, the demand for anchorweed will be constant, but the farmed supply will drop dramatically. So all the flippers are going to have to start selling off their inventory and just slowly raising the price. When their inventory runs out, the total supply will fall away and we'll be left with just the farmers, so the price is going to skyrocket almost overnight. At that point, Blizzard will roll out a buff already in place to Zinanthid, allowing it to sometimes spawn as an anchorweed, or maybe they'll put in new anchorweed nodes in the zone. I don't know. So just before it's a problem, Blizzard saves the day and gives everyone a nice buff, making them all feel rewarded. So maybe this is all just hopeful thinking, but I doubt they just forgot about it. That's it for me, though. Enjoy the news zone. Stock up on anchorweed while you can. 8.2 drops tomorrow, so share this with any herbalists, alchemists, or guild leaders you know. Other than that, have a great day, everybody. Good luck and happy gold making.